Okay, in this question we've been given an equation a plus b cubed equals c over d, and we're asked to make b the subject of the formula. So we want to isolate the b. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to subtract an a from both sides, so I get b cubed is equal to c over d minus a. I'm just going to write the right hand side as a single fraction, so that means finding a common denominator. So I'm going to put the a over 1, and then my common denominator is the lowest term that d and 1 both go into, which is d. D goes into d 1 times, and I'm going to multiply that by c to give me c. Minus 1 into d goes d times, and I'm going to multiply that by a to give me a d. B cubed is equal to this fraction, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the cubed root of each side. So b cubed, if I get the cubed root of b cubed, I have b, and if I get the cubed root of the fraction on the right, I just get the cubed root of c minus ad over d. Now, we've been asked to get b on its own, or make b the subject of the formula, and essentially that work is done, other than they've asked us to express that in a particular form, and our answer doesn't yet resemble the answer that we've been given. So what I can see is that if I multiply the top of this fraction by d squared, well then I'll get the top term that I'm looking for in this question. So how can we do that? Well, I'm able to take this fraction inside the surd, and I'm going to multiply above and below by d squared. So remember, d squared over d squared is 1, so multiplying something by 1 doesn't essentially change it, but it does make it look or resemble more like the required form that we're looking for. So b cubed is equal to the cubed root of d squared on c minus ad all over d squared by d is d cubed. So nearly in the required form. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to split the top and the bottom. So I'm going to get the cubed root of the top of the fraction, which I can just write as the cubed root of d squared on c minus ad. And then the cubed root of the bottom of the fraction, well, the cubed root of d cubed is just d. And so we're left with b is equal to the cubed root of d squared on c minus ad all over d, which is in the required form.